Save once? Nice. Save every time? Even better. The secret? Subscribe to Save. Get savings on repeat and have essentials delivered as soon as they run out.
I am giving away 12 booster boxes of Mega Evolution, which is the next main series Pokemon card set. It comes out September 26th. I'm going to give subscribers 12 booster boxes. And if you want to be one of those lucky winners, all you got to do is just scroll down, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then you're going to want to come back on Friday, September 12th to learn how you can be one of the lucky winners. So scroll down, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on because why not? And then come back on Friday, September 12th to learn how you can be one of those winners of a new booster box for free of Mega Evolution. Good luck.
What do you collect when it comes to Pokemon cards? Are you somebody who's really into graded cards? Are you somebody who's really into singles? Are you somebody who's really into sealed collections? There's so many different areas of the Pokemon trading card game, which is what I love about it. There's so many different paths that you can kind of go down. I know a lot of people who like to collect a master set of Pokedex. They just like collecting their favorite artwork of every single Pokemon, just 1 through, over 1,000, whatever number we're at right now. I have recently taken on the challenge of collecting every single master set, starting out with just unlimited. I'm not getting too crazy. It's already crazy enough just doing the unlimited versions, but I set a goal for myself by December 31st of 2026. I want to have every single master set, not the first edition again, just every single master set. I've been recording a lot of content about that. I've been recording a lot of shorts about that, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I want to do something crazy with it all when it's all said and done, but I got to get there first. So I want to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of next year, and I want to master every single set. That's what my focus is right now. But one other thing that I really enjoy doing is this bad boy right here, which is old decks. If you know anything about me, if you followed the channel before, I love playing the trading card game. Right now I'm playing Grimmsnarl. I really enjoy playing Marnie's Grimmsnarl. It's a lot of fun. I was playing Goldango for a while, or Golden Go, however you want to call it. That was a lot of fun as well. But I wanted to get away from Gardevoir. I wanted to get away from Dragapult because they were just getting overplayed for me, and too much of a good thing, So I started using Golden Go a lot, and then Destined Rivals came out, and I was like, well, I kind of want to play around with Grimmsnarl a little bit. And it's not the best deck, but it's not a bad deck by any means. I've picked up a little bit of Zoroark just to kind of mix things up a little bit, but I really enjoy playing the competitive game. And throughout the years, I have amassed older decks as well. I like playing decks through history of the Pokemon trading card game that have done well at regional events or worlds, so that way if I'm hanging out with friends, we can just, play a certain era. If I want to play decks from 2011, I've got Team Thunderfish, I've got ZPS here. If I want to play The Truth, which was a big deck from Ross Cawthon, I can play that. If I want to play Magnezone, I can play that. If I want to play 2012 era, I've got CMT, I've got Kling Clang, I've got Chandigore, I've got all these decks, Scissor Plume, like all these decks sleeved up, ready to go. And I've got a whole bunch of other ones that are not completely finished, maybe they're proxy, but one of my favorite decks of all time, I promise there's a segue into this video. One of my favorite decks of all time right here is Loscar. This is a deck that's based off of the Lost Zone mechanic, and it plays Gengar Prime. Gengar Prime, I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to leave that in there, and I'm just it's fine. It's no big deal. It plays Gengar Prime, and it plays Mew Prime. And the reason this is important is because we're going to talk about Gengar. There's 4 copies of Gengar Prime in this deck. Right now, they're laying on the floor because it's amateur hour over here. So yeah, remember when I was talking about those 1 million subscribers? This is good content right here. So Gengar Prime, I want to talk about Gengar Prime because Gengar is just a different beast of a Pokemon. And we've talked about this before. I've actually recorded an entire video. Very rarely do I record a video going over a specific Pokemon. I've done it with Charizard before, and I have done it once with Gengar before. And I recorded the video about Gengar, I don't know, it was like 7-8 months ago, where I talked about how Gengar cards just always continue to climb. and it's super true right now. So we're going to look at 15 cards from Gengar that are just continuing to defy logic. Gengar fans like represent, like they go nuts. If your favorite Pokemon is Gengar and you are a Gengar collector, hats off to you, because some of these cards have gotten super, super expensive. We're talking 400, 500, 600% growth over the past year and continuing to climb. So let's go look at those numbers, and I'll just clean up this mess later.
So now that I'm a little bit more comfortable and not throwing cards all over the place, let's look at Gengar and see how it's performing. We're going to start out with this one, which you've probably seen before. This is from the Trainer Gallery set. And what's interesting about this one is this is from Lost Origin. It's from the front half of the Trainer Gallery. And if you've been around a while, you know the front half of the Trainer Gallery is significantly easier to pull than the back half of the Trainer Gallery. It's about twice as easy to pull than the back half of the Trainer Gallery, which means these ones with the yellow border, these Trainer Gallery cards with the yellow border, are a lot more populated than the ones that don't, the ones with texture, the back half of the Trainer Gallery, which means there's more Gengar out there. However, Gengar being the fan favorite of so many people and people loving the artwork, it's beautiful artwork, right? Like, it's got the Misfortune Sisters, it's got that Legends Arceus feel in it. It's a beautiful looking card, but this is by far the most expensive Trainer Gallery card from the front half of the gallery. You have other ones like the Sleeping Pikachu from Lost Origin, which does pretty well, the Charizard from Lost Origin, which does pretty well, but Gengar, is over double those prices. In September of 2024, this was a $3.91 card. It did go up a lot, right? In March, it was up to a point where it was almost at $20. Then it leveled out. The important thing to remember is during that time, everything was going up. Everything. So illustration rares, special illustration rares, Trainer Gallery cards, they were all surging because you had all these people, all this influx of people in the Pokemon market that weren't into Pokemon before. So all these cards being bought up, but then you had a lot of cards retrace and really never recover. This one retraced a little bit, and it's been recovering because that's just what Gengar does, which is it's always going to just baffle me. I shouldn't say baffle me. It's just amazing how powerful a card like Gengar, a Pokemon like Gengar can be. It's up 522%. It's currently sitting at $27.62 and continuing to climb. So doing extremely well for just a Trainer Gallery card. The Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. VMAXs in general, not doing great. I actually think VMAXs are not a bad thing to spend money on right now because you can buy a lot of them for, $1. You can buy bulk ones for $1, $1.50, $2. And over time, down the road, people are going to look back at the VMAX mechanic and they're going to think, oh, that's pretty cool. Especially when you focus on things that have done well in the past. So you go back and look at other mechanics that Pokemon has introduced. They've always done well over time. But Gengar VMAX is a different beast. Like, it's just doing extremely well. Was not overly playable by any means. Some people used it, but it wasn't necessarily good. In September of 2024, it was $7.90, which is already expensive for a VMAX. That's the territory that cards like Glaceon VMAX and Jolteon VMAX from Evolving Skies are at. And then we just kept climbing again, hit that point in March, leveled off a little bit, and then started climbing again. And you can see, even at the higher price points, the consistency of sales stays pretty much the same. Now it's up 230.5%. It's sitting at $29.15 right now and continuing to climb. Here's the Gengar. This one's really funny. So this is a promo card from Sword and Shield. This was actually released, I think, in the Stow Inside collection boxes, I believe, from Champion's Path. So Champion's Path came out. It was a specialty set. They had Elite Trainer boxes. They had pin collections. And then they also had collection boxes. And I believe there was a Machamp promo and also a Gengar promo. I think that's where you got these from. And this card has just done extremely well. It's very cute.
Sell your car quickly with Clutch.
Did they say quickly? That's Clutch. Yo, sell my car quickly with Clutch. With
The problem I have is I might actually have more than a page. So
cute artwork. Don't get me wrong, but is it worth $69.69? It's crazy to me. In September of 2024, it was sitting at $9.29, which I already thought was fairly expensive. I talked about it then. You do see some abnormalities as far as the amount of sales that happened. But again, not a card that gets sold a whole lot. In December of 2024, it had already started climbing a little bit and then really shot up. And then in March of 2025, all the way up until like July, it was really flat. And now over the past couple months, despite the fact that it's not like a card that's like, you're not looking at manipulation here, because there's not like there's this giant just alarming graph that's showing us tons of copies that have sold. It's staying consistent. Those just aren't getting replaced at similar price points. They're just getting replaced at more expensive price points, and because of that, it's up 650% and being sold at $69.69. So that's the market price that it's selling at and continuing to climb. Here's the Lost Origin stamped promo card Gengar right here. Lost Origin build-in battles were all over the place. Gengar, it was one that got pulled a lot. Again, not a card that was super expensive, very competitive by any means. There was when you were opening up Lost Origin build-in battles, you were looking for the Comfy, because that was what you played in your Lost Zone decks, like your Giratina Lost Zone deck. You wanted to pull the Comfy, but Gengar was in there. Gengar was pulled, and Gengar continues to climb and climb and climb. In September of 2024, was $1.62 card. Stayed relatively flat up until January, then took off, jumped up to about $8, then stayed relatively flat again up until July. And now you see some weird things happening. Now you see some buyouts happening. Now you see some manipulation happening and new price points being established because of that. All of a sudden, almost 300 copies being sold in a weekly time frame. Now it's up 870.81%, which is absolutely insane. Currently sitting at $17.96 because Gengar does Gengar things. Here's the Play Stamp Gengar V, which is what we're looking at. There's also a regular Gengar V, obviously from Fusion Strike, which is also up quite a bit. But Gengar V from the prize packs right here. Prize pack cards don't do too great, but some of them do really well. And this Gengar V is one of them that does extremely well. This is just from a free pack that gets handed out when you go to League. So somebody pulled a Gengar V, and it doesn't sell a whole lot, so there's not a whole lot of sales data driving this factor. But in September of 2024, it was sitting at $35, $35.38. Then it kept climbing and climbing and climbing, and there wasn't really a time where it leveled off at all like some of these other ones. It jumped all the way up to $188.72 recently. It's leveled off a little bit, sitting at $173.35. But another card, you're looking at 390% growth over the past year, doing extremely well. Here's the Gengar from Breakthrough. This artwork was actually printed again in Generations, which was the 20th anniversary set. That card also doing extremely well. Both of them selling for about $11, $12 each of them. But I also wanted to showcase some holographic rares like this Gengar right here. Relatively flat from September of 2024 up until December. That's when it was at its 1-year low of $4.64, and then just took off. Just took off. Didn't level out like some of these other ones. Didn't retrace like some of these other ones. It's leveled off a little bit now, sitting at $12.28, just off of its 1-year high of $12.36. But another card that's up 167.5% and continuing to climb. Here's the Fossil Gengar right here. This is actually the unlimited graph. We're not looking at the first edition graph, so don't pay attention to the first edition stamp on the picture. This is just the unlimited version of a near mint Gengar holographic rare from Fossil set. So in September of 2024, it was sitting at $53.86. Slow growth up until December, hit about $58, $59, then really started taking off, didn't retrace at all. It jumped all the way up to $110.76. Now you're seeing a slight retrace, if you want to call it that. It's down to about $105.23, but up about 95% on the year, doing extremely well. Here's the Sabrina's Gengar holographic rare. Again, this is the unlimited version, so not a whole lot of sales data behind this one either, but consistency in sales, selling between 1 and 2 copies pretty much on a weekly basis. It's just not getting replaced at that price point. It's getting replaced at higher price points and then still getting bought up. So in September of 2024, this was sitting at $130.72. No retrace going on this one at all. It just climbed pretty much nonstop throughout the entirety of the year, sitting at 91.19% growth. $249.92 is where it's currently sitting at. The Mega Gengar EX Shiny card. You've got Gengar, you've got a Mega, and you've got a special promo card. All combined, it's like 3 things, the perfect storm right now. All things that are being bought up like crazy right now. And because of that, you've got 225% growth. In September of 2024, it was sitting at $49.85. It was already growing up until March. It had already jumped up to about $70, and then it really took off. Now it's sitting at $165.64, which is just off of its 1-year high of $167.04. Again, up about 225%. I don't remember exactly what box this was in. I think it was a Gengar box that got released at GameStops. I think that's where this Gengar promo came from. Remember, there was a Mega Gengar, 2 of them actually, in Phantom Forces. There was a normal variant and also a secret rare variant. There's no full art Mega Gengar, but you do have this shiny variant right here, doing extremely well. Here's the Gengar and Mimikyu GX tag teams. Yes, are a big deal. There is an alternate art, obviously, of Gengar and Mimikyu. There's a full art, both of those doing extremely well. But this is just a regular art. This is just a regular art that's currently selling for $221. And 99 cents. So it's up about 323% on the year. If you go back in time to September of 2024, it was sitting at $51.93, which also seems expensive for a regular art card. Yes, it's from Team Up, which is obviously a banger of a set. I remember when Team Up originally came out, and this was a $3 card, a bulk GX. Wasn't that big of a deal. If I knew then what I know now, it's absolutely crazy. Relatively slow growth up until December. It was sitting at about $50 at that point, and then really started taking off. It's leveled off now over the past month, but you're still looking at 323% growth over the past year, which is insane. Here is that alternate art that we were just talking about. Not a ton of sales on a weekly basis, but you also don't have a whole lot of copies that are raw. A lot of people will grade their alternate arts, especially the ones from the Sun and Moon era. In September of 2024, it was sitting at $310.26. It's been growing like crazy, hasn't really retraced at all. A little bit slow growth from September up until December, then really took off, hit $896.41 recently. That's its 1-year high, backed off to $885.60 right now. Again, still up about 184% on the year. Here's the full art Gengar EX from Temporal Forces, also doing extremely well, also selling very well on a weekly basis. In September of 2024, it was sitting at $10.95. Like a lot of other cards, it got bought up like crazy, right? October, November, December, once Surging Sparks came out and Pokemon Pokemon Pocket came out and we had a lot of people enter the hobby. Gengar was a card that got bought up a lot. It jumped up to about $25, then started retracing like what we saw from a lot of these other ones. The difference with this Gengar is it kept climbing. So it retraced a little bit, fell down to about $19, and then took off again. Now it's sitting at $26.88. So that's a one-year high for this card, up about 140.64% and continuing to climb. Here's the non-holo rare Sabrina's Gengar. Again, this is the unlimited version, not the first edition version. This one from Gym Challenge, September of 2024. It was sitting at $37.79. This card is insane. PSA 10 in Japanese, insane prices. It's jumped up about 84% over the past year, currently sitting at $74.71. That's an all-time high for that one. Here's the full art Gengar EX from Phantom Forces, which has gone absolutely bonkers. September of 2024, it was sitting at $149.38, like what we've seen from some of these other Gengars. 'Slow growth up until about December. It was growing. You just can't see it that much because of the insane steepness of the graph from December all the way up until the current time frame. Didn't retrace at all. It's jumped up to $570.63, up about $282 on the year, so doing extremely well. And here's the Gengar EX regular art from Temporal Forces. This one also doing extremely well. Shot up in December, hit about $3, then retraced a little bit. You can see in June it was back down to basically a bulk EX card. And again, consistency in sales has pretty much been there. It's not like you're seeing a giant manipulation going on. It's up to $3.56, up about 182.5% on the year. Now, this isn't a card, obviously, that's going to jump up to $2,000 or anything like that, but you look at what the Gengar EX has done from Phantom Forces, the regular art one. You look at the Gengar and Mimikyu GX, the regular art one. There's no telling what a Gengar EX, even though you're going to pull it a lot more frequently, just looking at based off of historical data, $3.56 is probably not where this card is going to be a few years from now. So relatively inexpensive now if you're missing it from your collection. Probably a time that you want to pick it up before it gets too high, too crazy, because that's just what Gengar does. It just goes crazy. So I want to talk about Gengar in specific because I do find it very interesting how some Pokemon just get a lot more expensive because of the following that it's, fan favorite. It's crazy. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. Share the channel. Do all the things. I just love you guys being here. I love reading your comments. So thank you so much for everything. We'll be back in a couple days with another video. Till next time. Peace.
Hey, what up? Yo, I wasn't watching the comments. Sorry, dude. I actually have more. Let's see here. Should I turn this one on here? Okay. There's a few different angles. Colorless. Leaf and electric. Grass and electric. And then colorless is the other binder. Combi. Yeah, it is green screen. You see it? Let's see here. Oh, you don't see it no more. Uh-huh. How about that? Combi. Reverse hollow Tadbulb. Yup, yup. Alright, guys, now it's time to eat. Let me take a break and eat something. I shall see y'all later. Alright, peace. 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 Peace.